percentage, it's not his jump shot as much. He's missing layups that he has normally converted, but the most athletic point guard in the NBA.
And part of the starting lineups brought to you by HP. And for Mike D'Antoni and the Lakers, their 10th different starting lineup in their 22nd game. Wesley Johnson, Jordan Hill, Pau Gasol up front with Jody Meeks, and again Bryant starting at the point guard. And for the Thunder, Thabo Sefolosha missing his 3rd straight game, so Andre Robertson will start for the 4th time this season. Robertson, the rookie from Colorado, with the rest of the usual cast of characters for the Thunder. And the Thunder have been magnificent at home. These fans have not seen them lose yet on their home floor. 10-0 here in Oklahoma City. And overall, they've won 12 of their last 13. They've got the 3rd best record in the NBA. Now, Kobe Bryant has played his first 2 games 28 minutes and 29 minutes. It'll be interesting to see how many minutes he plays tonight.
Well, they're obviously trying to keep his minutes down, but it's going to be very difficult for him to play few minutes and then to have enough weapons to score.
A good aggressive move by Gasol, and it results in a loose ball foul against the Thunder. Gasol shot way off, but Kendrick Perkins picks up his first. And the Lakers will get another possession.
And Robertson on Bryant with Westbrook guarding Meeks.
Robertson, very good defensive player in college. A little different story in the NBA, but that was really his strength. How about that? Takes it out of his hands, and they'll jump it at center court right on cue. Excellent play from Robertson. The 26th pick in this last year's draft after playing 3 years at Colorado. He's from New Mexico. And not backing down to start. He wins the tip as well. Westbrook coming off a superb game in his last outing. 27 points in 27 minutes in a victory against Memphis. The line drive is good.
And again, Bryant has guarded Westbrook a lot throughout his career, going under the pick and roll, an easy spot up for Westbrook.
A couple of turnovers there by both teams. Well, Bryant, though, has not guarded him since undergoing Achilles surgery. Much different as Meeks' jump shot won't go. Gasol the rebound. Now looks to go one-on-one against Ibaka, one of the best shot blockers in the game, but Gasol with a nice shot in the paint.
And Mike, if you ask for the ball more, as Gasol did today in the paper, and you want it deeper, then you've got to produce. His first shot, way off. That one, good little turnaround jump shot.
And the steal, Wesley Johnson, who's become a nice defensive player. Durant thought he got hit, but Johnson converts it. And the Lakers take a 1-point lead. Well, the topic you bring about, Bill Plaschke in the LA Times, is an article on Gasol where he's not happy about the way he's being used. Mike D'Antoni responded in fashion not really sympathetic as Ibaka misses, saying, hey, you just got to play better, you've got to play harder. And Gasol, first couple of possessions playing pretty hard as Wesley Johnson bangs into him. So it's a little mini controversy as Kobe Bryant returns. And here's the quote: I'm not getting the ball I want to, or I'm most effective, where I can bang guys, utilize my skill. That affects my aggressiveness and overall intensity.
See, the bottom part,
As here's Mike D'Antoni, also nice excuse not to play hard. That's a classic, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. You don't have trouble getting up to the pay stuff line. You know what you need to do to get your check. A harsh response, but Mike D'Antoni feels, hey, just come and play and do what the team is necessary.
The part about Gasol, as Perkins hits a little jump hook, the part about him wanting the ball in a different spot, that's one thing. But to say then it can affect your intensity and aggressiveness, no way.
Nice pass, Bryant, to Jordan Hill. And Gasol Laces come out with intensity here to start with more on that. Let's go to J.A. Adonde.
Well, guys, I talked to Kobe Bryant. He of the infamous put your big boy pants on with regards to Pau Gasol. He said that last year, and he really has the same attitude this season. He said, if you want to get some shots, some more points, try running the floor, getting some easy basket opportunities, and then we'll go to where you want, around the elbow and maybe at the top of the key. You see him getting the ball down low this time from Kobe. But there's been a difference this time with Pau Gasol as compared to previous times, because I think the Lakers are more receptive to looking to move him, because he'd be easier to trade this year because he is in the last year of his contract. So that $19 million is less of a burden to a team that would take him on. It expires at the end of the year. So the Lakers are a little bit more receptive to the possibility of trading Pau Gasol. Nothing imminent right now. That's something to keep an eye on this season.
All right, J.A., as Johnson puts it in, Gasol, an unrestricted free agent. He has not played well. And in a recent game of the Staples Center, he was booed. Here's a guy part of 2 championship teams that's going through some tough times.
But here's the bottom line. It's not only as Durant takes it to the rim, it's not only your play when they run a specific post-up play for you. In Mike D'Antoni's system, if you pick on the ball and roll hard, they're going to post you off the move. So basically, every play is for you as a postman if you'll play with energy offensively, screen and roll hard to the rim.
Ibaka lays it in as the shot clock expires. Jordan Hill not expecting the pass, but gets it off to Meeks. Meeks along the baseline. Oh, pretty shot from Jody Meeks.
And Kobe Bryant doing a good job, Mike, of trying to get him to play early in the shot clock and play with pace.
Westbrook off the mark that time. Robertson couldn't control it. Lakers to come back. It's a big adjustment period for them. As you see Jody Meeks making a beautiful move here. But the way this Laker team played without Kobe Bryant, and now the way they're going to play with him, especially without a point guard, this is major adjustment time.
You can't play the same way, because they were playing 2 point guards and playing 2 points oftentimes together as Meeks hits the 3. And that allows you to play with greater pace.
And Scott Brooks not pleased with the defense to start, as the Lakers have jumped out to a 6-point lead here first quarter from Oklahoma City. Did talk to others who had Achilles injuries, and some key players in other sports made good comebacks. Dan Marino, look at a couple of years after his Achilles surgery. He was 32 at the time of the injury. Now you want to go basketball, Dominique Wilkins, same thing. Look at the numbers he put up in the 2 years when he came back after his Achilles injury. And some of the Kobe Bryant talked to after his Achilles injuries, David Beckham. And he was 34, Kobe is 35. And you know, something that's consistent with all of them, their focus and determination to succeed on the field be the same thing in their rehab.
And other world talent.
Yes.
All 4 of those guys.
Durant makes a crisp move on Johnson and throws it down. Like a blur of Kevin Durant. Well, we talked so much about Kobe Bryant, his return. Kevin Durant and the way he has started this season in terms of his overall game, he just keeps getting better, Jeff.
Yeah, the thing I think I've been very impressed with him from the start of his career to now is his passing. I think his passing, this he's always been able to do. He's a natural born scorer. His percentages are a little bit down this year, but he gets to the free throw line just so much. I think that's the #1 key in defending him, is try to take away the layup that he got in the previous position, and then he's got to try to keep him off that free throw line.
Right. Almost 11 free throw attempts per game, leads the league as Westbrook quickly turns 2 points down the other way. A very quick 6-0 run for Oklahoma City. And the game tied. Johnson left open. Durant the rebound. He's averaging a career high in rebounds and in assists. As Westbrook, well, he just draws so much contact. He just fearlessly goes to the rim.
Well, Durant, just a simple little advance pass to Westbrook, and no one has more explosion in the open court than Russell Westbrook. When you're guarding the Thunder in transition, you've got to load to the ball and have Westbrook see a wall. Yes, can he make that pull-up jumper? Yes, he can. But on that possession right there, Mike, when he's attacking, you've got to close that driving gap so you don't have to foul it.
And he still has that explosiveness. And we talk so much about Kobe Bryant's injury. How about Russell Westbrook? It was April 27th, a severe right knee injury in Game 2 in their series against Houston in the playoffs. Then he had a stitch removed in October. But he has come flying back with a vengeance. And Scott Brooks says it's remarkable what he's been able to do. Good play from Meeks. Felt some contact, threw it up on the rim.
And that's a great play by Bryant, the advanced pass. But there's no excuse for getting beat back down the court after a free throw. A made free throw, and then you give up a fast break, layup, and foul.
So Meeks to the line. Look at Meeks' numbers. 50% from the field, 46 from 3. And he's also shooting 83 from the free throw line as we look at the NBA big board. Coming up next, second game of our doubleheader from Oakland, Houston, and Golden State. Tomorrow at 7 on NBA TV. Cleveland playing in Miami. And then TNT next Thursday, the Thunder host the Bulls. San Antonio playing at Golden State. One point, Thunder lead. Nick Young in the game. And an easy two. That's an impossible matchup for Young one-on-one. He's going to try. And as the Lakers getting a little sloppy, that's now turnover number 5 already. Bryant had the turnover trouble in his first game back when he had 8.
But he's trying to do the right thing and getting the ball ahead to the role players. He hasn't taken a shot yet. But this is not how he normally plays.
Westbrook gets free, finds Ibaka. A little hesitant from Ibaka, but still able to knock it in off the glass. Thunder's 8 of 12 from the field. Perkins using his strength to keep Gasol further out. Nice adjustment, count it, and one. Good left hand from Pau Gasol. Chance for a three-point play. Second on Perkins.
Again, Mike, if you call for the ball more, you got to deliver. A great step through move with the left hand. Listen, he's rebounded the ball well this year. He's passed the ball well. He hasn't delivered offensively the way they've needed to, for him to. Off to a good start here so far.
The shocking number is the 42% from the field. Here's a guy for his career is at 52%. And just a few years ago, he was one of the best big men in the NBA, without question. Steve Adams is in, grabs the rebound off the missed free throw. Sean Williams also in for the Lakers. The rookie struggling with it. Shot clock at 7. Durant sidesteps. Williams reaches in and draws the foul. And with 5 on the shot clock, that's going to be Sean Williams first.
Mike, I was thinking about this today. Healthy Kevin Durant, healthy Russell Westbrook. If you put any 3 more starters, like a 2-guard, a power forward, and a center, any 3 in the NBA, how many would they win? I think they're going to win 45 to 50 games no matter who they play with.
Well,
they're that good, that durable.
I couldn't agree more. And when you talk about Oklahoma City, people saying, yeah, but they're not as good as they were a few years ago because they lost Harden and they lost Kevin Martin and they lost even Jeff Green. But the improvement that Westbrook and Durant have every year, those 2 guys, 2 of the best in the game, get better every year.
Could they be this era's Stockton and Malone, where they're so durable and so good that if the parts keep changing, that they still win despite all of that?
That's an interesting analogy. Ibaka knocks it down. And Mike D'Antoni, not happy, calls a timeout. Seemed like the Lakers about 30 seconds ago went up by 6. And the run, unbelievable here for Oklahoma City. A 16-3 run in the blink of an eye. Ibaka, nice smooth jump shot. On a big run up by 7 with 4:44 remaining in the first. Jeff, off what you were talking about, Durant, Westbrook, highest scoring duo in the NBA. But look this year, the supporting cast or the role players, however you want to phrase it, they've increased their responsibility, they've increased their production, and according to Westbrook, they don't need another big-time star. They have enough.
Since Miami did it, other teams have been trying to do it and say that we need to do it, but honestly, I don't think we don't need to. I mean, I think our our second group is better than one person, if you ask me. I think the group of guys that come off the bench do a great job of coming in, competing, and doing their job.
Having a big three, that's been kind of a cliche recently in the NBA, is Gasol. Good defense from Adams, but they have gotten a lot of contributions from different players. Westbrook fouled, and he'll go to the line.
See, again, when Westbrook's gaining a head of steam like that, you can't leave Henry one-on-one in the middle of the floor. Pau Gasol has to get back ahead of the ball and load to it to break his momentum, or the next perimeter defender has to put his body in front of the ball. If you don't do that, Westbrook, Durant, they're going to live at the free throw line.
Xavier Henry with his first. Westbrook's already taken 3 free throws. This will be the 4th. (25-16). Again, a 15-point turnaround here in the first quarter. The run is now 18-3. Bryant looking, finds Gasol. And Gasol able to put it in. You watch Bryant pass, and you look at any star, whether it's a Carmelo Anthony in New York or Kobe Bryant here, these guys, they're not just good passers, they're terrific passers. You just don't see them do it all that often.
Well, that's what they all improve on. Tim Duncan, good help by Bryant there to prevent Westbrook from getting to the rim.
There's the steal from Bryant, and his Lamb got careless with it and lays it in off the glass.
But Mike, from Tim Duncan to Durant to Bryant, they all improve as a passer because they're constantly seeing that second defender to try to take away their greatest strength, which is their scoring ability.
Westbrook misses, ball kept alive inside by Ibaka. You talk about improvements for the Thunder. Ibaka's rebounding has taken a nice step. Bryant's only taken 1 shot so far in 8.5 minutes. He has 2 assists. Nick Young tried to draw the foul. Lamb did a good job avoiding the contact. Durant fires away. Got hit, count it, and 1. Chance for a 4-point play. How about a guy at his size with that handle? Setting it up.
I mean, you cannot go under a pick on the ball against Durant, and then you compound it by fouling the jump shooter. This is an absolute assault right now. What's going on offensively for Oklahoma City?
After the good start, too, by the Lakers, and Durant, as you see, already in double figures. Bryant gets his first rest. Robert Sacre comes in. Terry Jones also in for Oklahoma City for the first time. We have Jones and Lamb and Adams out there, along with the 2 All-Stars. Good denial there from Jones. Shot clock down to 8.
This is a long team Oklahoma City has on the floor right now.
Williams can't connect on the 3. 3-point, it's been the big weapon for the Lakers. They're just 1 of 5 right now. Durant, same move. That time off the mark. Adams falls on it, gets it out to Westbrook. Westbrook, nice pass to Jones. Second effort from Adams, set that whole thing up, and it's 33-20. Henry. Lamb deflects it right to Westbrook. Back to Lamb, puts up a 3. And this crowd oohing and eyeing on every shot. As a loose ball foul is going to go against Adams.
Well, Steven Adams, good loose ball play, and then Westbrook, a very nice find to Perry Jones for the monstrous dunk.
Beautiful feed from Westbrook. He's got 9 points, 3 assists, and a steal. Reggie Jackson comes in. Nick Young. Good slithering move into the lane.
That's very nice by Nick Young. Spinning and being able to find the basket and then float it over the top of the shot block.
Westbrook on the pull-up. Adams again trying to keep it alive. Williams couldn't save it. Throws it to Jones again. Adams in the midst of it all. Jones kicks it out. Open three. Reggie Jackson from downtown. Boy, they score points in a hurry. And the three-point shot has not been as consistent for them so far this year. It's one area that Scott Brooks wants him to work on more. Young will try a three, and that will go. And boy, the Lakers needed that one. Adams comes up. The rookie has done some nice things. Westbrook. He's just playing at a different speed than everybody else.
Well, you can't keep him from the basket and prevent him from pulling up like that.
Young steps back, will try another three, and Nick Young with two big threes for the Lakers to try and keep them within striking distance here of the first. Jackson way off.
And he was going 2 for 1.
Durant a great first quarter, getting his breather. Henry, fake, drive. Once again, Adams right there to greet him. Henry thought there was contact. Boy, Adams is just, for a rookie, has a pretty good feel defensively.
He does, and he's huge. And he's tough.
Young again, catch and shoot. Westbrook, and the Thunder will hold it for the final shot of the period, which is the most points they've scored in a quarter this season, any quarter. Chance to hit the big 4-0. Henry on Westbrook. Pull-up jumper, well short, tip, and that shot won't count. Jones put it in and they'll review it, but it was in his hands when the buzzer went off. An explosive first quarter for Russell Westbrook. 11 points, 3 assists, throwing a steal as well. As the Thunder fell behind by 6 in the opening minutes. But then Kevin Durant and his cast of characters exploding. First quarter complete, 10-point Thunder lead.
From the city, I'm joined by Lakers coach Mike D'Antoni. And Mike, so much talk about what would happen with the lack of a true point guard, but what happened on the defensive end of the court?
Well, right now we're giving up second chance points. We're not rebounding the basketball and fast breaks. So it's been our problem. We got to cure it somehow.
You've been forced to use a lot of different combinations. What are you looking for out of the units you're putting out on the floor?
I thought Kobe did a good job of pushing the ball up. Our wings were running. Nick did a good job coming up. So we're getting enough offensive stuff. We just need to stop them.
Thanks, Mike.
J.A., thank you. As again, the Lakers offensively a solid first quarter. The rebounding numbers 15 to 6. Jackson with 5 on the shot clock. A little push shot. Boy, he's come a long way since kind of coming into his own last year during the playoffs after the Westbrook injury.
I really like him. He's a very aggressive, offensive-minded point guard. Good athlete.
Wesley Johnson, good open look, won't go.
And Mike, Oklahoma City has already played 10 guys. Nick Collison has yet to get in, probably because of the smaller lineups that the Lakers employ. But think about that from a depth standpoint. Fisher's your 10th or 11th player. Collison is, a very good role player. Perry Jones is a developing player. They've really established a deep team.
Ball knocked out of bounds, still Laker ball. One of their starters is on the bench in Cephalosha, missing his 3rd straight game with the sprained knee.
Robertson, who started tonight, hasn't played very much the whole year.
Land knocks it down, and then Nick Young shoved Adams and gets hit with a technical foul. Adams is one of those players who gets under the opponent's skin because he's very physical. And Young saying, hey, he's holding me. See him holding it, and there's the shove. There's a better way to...
I don't think Adams even realized he got pushed. It's something like Steven Adams. He has a family of like 17 or 18 brothers and sisters. It's like he probably got hit harder at the dinner table going for seconds than Nick Young.
One of 18 siblings. The first New Zealander drafted in the first round of the NBA. Whistle and a foul.
There's got to be a reality show, the Addams Family, right there.
It's a catchy name.
Right?
Wait, can you look at him? One of 18. And Serge Ibaka as well, one of 18. But he's acclimated himself nicely. Like typical rookies, has ups and downs. And he's going to come out of the game now, but he's only 20 years old, played just 1 year at Pittsburgh. And a good year, not a big score, only averaged 7.6 boards. But they liked him enough to draft him 12th overall.
And that was the draft pick they got in the trade for Harden, I believe.
That time, Collison, who just came in, threw it a little bit ahead of Jackson. 4th turnover for OKC. Again, the development of these kind of players, whether it's Adams, whether it's Jackson or Lamb or Robertson, so vital to the Thunder. Zach Gray able to hit it, and they have developed their younger players. You know, we talk so much, Jeff, about Durant and Westbrook, but what Scott Brooks and his staff has done, they've done an unbelievable job. Lamb that time, wild shot, and they're going to jump it up. We always talk about when you have the star players, the coach sometimes didn't get the proper credit. Look what he's done since he's taken over. They're better every year. Every year their winning percentage is better. Obviously the 47 wins was in the lockout season, and this year off to just a fantastic start.
Well, I think his demeanor and his temperament, taking them from a rough period in their organization's history to now being a championship level team, has been, he's been perfect. And I think their team, when you look at them statistically, they have two things they've got to try to correct. They've got to get better three-point shooting as the year goes on, and they've got to try to cut down a little bit on their turnover number. They're up at 16.5. Other than that, they are a rock-solid team in every area.
Johnson hits the shot. Well, Brooks' message from when he took over is get better every day. And Durant and Westbrook are leading the pack. Such great work ethic from their stars. Henry knocks it out of bounds, and I know it's only a quarter of the season, but Scott Brooks deserves Coach of the Year consideration. He won it once. Now, I know you like to hand out Coach of the Year awards like the first weekend of the regular season.
Mike D'Antoni as well. Terry Stotts, what he's done in Portland, off the charts.
You have 27 candidates for Coach of the Year.
Steve Clifford in Charlotte, and how can we forget Frank Vogel and what he's doing in Indiana?
Stop it. And
I'm going to name the other candidates when we come back after the next break, because there's a few more that I want to talk about as well.
I'm sure you do. Let's send it over to J.A.
Yeah, one of the things you have to like about this team is that since Russell Westbrook came back in the third game, they really don't have any bad losses. I think that could be attributed to good coaching as well. Their only losses were without Serge Ibaka, who was ejected for the second half of the game against the Clippers. They lost the next night at Golden State on a last-second shot as Xavier Henry makes the drive for the N1. And they lost in Portland on a back-to-back. Obviously, Portland having one of the best seasons in the Western Conference. So you go through no bad nights for this team. And, of course, they're undefeated at home, Mike.
You're right, J.A. And, you know, certainly Indiana has been fantastic, San Antonio and Portland as well. But this Oklahoma City team that didn't have Westbrook the first couple of games, I mean, they just, once again, they've got to be considered one of the favorites in the West.
I would say this. The one test is their road record is 7-4. They have not yet been tested with the better teams on the road. I cannot wait for them to go on the road and see how they fare in those type of games. The at Houston's, at San Antonio's, those type of games. That's where you see who's the elite of the elite.
Moving screen on Collison. Brooks, who maintains a sense of humor through it all, one of the funniest guys in the NBA. But he loves his team, and they love him. He's not afraid to tell Kevin Durant what he needs to work on. as Wesley Johnson knocks down the three-pointer.
You know what? And you're right about that, but you know what bothers me about that, Mike? Is that that's some great quality that a player has, is that he'll listen to his coach. Why shouldn't that be the norm from the worst player in the NBA to the best player in the NBA, where they take coaching not as criticism, but as someone who's trying to help them hone their skills and craft so that they become the best they can become.
Absolutely. Meeks' shot won't go. Oh, we've been talking about Scott Brooks and his Thunder. Meeks misses again. The Lakers on a nice little run here. They'd scored 10 straight and cut that lead in half. It was as high as 16 for the Thunder. Nice fake from Jackson. Derek Fisher in and out. Ball deflected, picked up by Henry. Meeks sidesteps, difficult shot, and Fisher the rebound. Nice to see before the game, Fisher and Kobe Bryant, Pau Gasol, a little moment on the court. Reggie Jackson, that won't go. Collison the rebound, back up, misses. Jackson on the tip, comes flying in from the perimeter. And Mike D'Antoni not happy with that, calls timeout. Well, they won some championships together. Fisher and Bryant, 5 of them. Spent a lot of time, those two. Little reunion here in Oak City. First game, Pacers and the Heat. Indiana beat them at home just this past week. They'll play in Miami. And then the second game, Bulls and Rockets, our NBA Wednesday, presented by State Farm. A lot of things going on when Kobe Bryant goes to the bench to make sure everything stays loose, especially his ankle. That's what he's talked about in terms of the mobility after the Achilles surgery. Not a good shot there from Young. Now Westbrook, Jackson, Fisher, Durant, and Collison. Westbrook, good hands by Jody Meeks. The officials don't see. They're going to say still the same way, Oklahoma City ball. A little limp from Russell Westbrook. Says he's okay. Right on the foot of Zachary. Count it, and a foul. The drive to the basket, a chance for a three-point play. Thunder have 50 points, and there's still 7 minutes remaining in the half. Westbrook trying to walk it off.
Number 3, Sean Williams is into the game for Los Angeles.
3 fouls on Wesley Johnson.
Kevin Durant at the line shoots 1.
Fisher going to check on him. It just goes to show you, and this year perhaps as much as any year, last year as well, all the great plans, all the great drafts, trades, acquisitions you make, you're not healthy. Last year, Oklahoma City, 60 wins, best in the West, but Westbrook got hurt. Ball kept alive by Young. Westbrook picks it up. Looks good there. Finds Reggie Jackson. Jackson shot misses. Collison the offensive rebound.
They're just getting manhandled on the offensive board. I mean, it's just, they've got to hit. They're not hitting anybody. And if it's an athletic contest, Oklahoma City is much more athletic.
Now Westbrook, good drive, couldn't finish. And that's, Scott Brooks was telling us before the game that, you know, layups he normally makes like those, they just haven't fallen yet as he still works his way back. Zachary misses. Zachary rebounds. Blocked by Collison. But Meeks comes up with a three-point attempt. That won't go. They're 4 for 14 from downtown. Jackson stumbles a bit, gets it to Collison. Zachary may have gotten a piece of it. Good recovery. Henry, he's got that side. Oh, blocked by Durant. Jackson barrels into Zachary. They let him play. Westbrook out to Durant. Open three. Got it. Lead back to 16. Mike D'Antoni thought they should have called a charge as Zachary tried to pick up the offensive foul.
That was a missed call right there. There was enough contact to warrant either a block or a charge. I thought it was a dead charge.
Henry drives on Durant. Durant bumps him, knocks it loose. Westbrook underneath, lays it in, 12 straight points. And Mike D'Antoni needs a timeout as the lead is ballooned to 18 as Westbrook, still a slight limp, goes to the bench. Well, he does more than score. He's expanded his game at both ends of the floor. Impressive block for Durant. Good physical defense here as he forces the turnover. And both defensive plays leading to points for the Thunder. Beat Cancer, the V Foundation awards 100% of direct donations to cancer research. Foundation endowment covers administrative expenses. Log on to www.jimmyv.org or call 1-800-4-JIMMY-V to donate. His legacy goes on and on. Derek Fisher laughing at Kobe Bryant as he brings it up the floor. Those two guards guarding each other. Nick Young gets some room, can't connect. Sean Williams tips it out nicely.
Neither team is doing a good job blocking out guys who start on the perimeter and are crashing as the shot's taken. You can't just turn and rebound. You got to turn and hit if your player is coming to the basket.
Foul on Westbrook. That's his second, fourth team foul. Lakers have missed 11 straight shots now. They had that 10-0 run. And then the Thunder answer back with their own run. Bryant. Quick move, little fake. Feeds Gasol. Bryant's played now 11 minutes. He's only taken one shot. He has 3 assists.
But that's the first time he's really isolated. And I think right now to slow the game down to the pace, to try to keep the Thunder out of transition, to get him in that mid-post area, may play better to their strengths right now.
Westbrook, good quick pass, and Durant gets the open look. 6 assists for Westbrook. You know, again, as we talked about Kobe Bryant playing the point guard, the reason he's starting, Steve Blake, who is having such a strong season, and the torn ligaments in his elbow is going to be out 6 weeks. You feel so bad from when he's been healthy. He's been such a terrific NBA player. Well, this injury coming in, maybe he's playing some of the best ball of his career.
Right, Jordan Farmar, and we forgot about Steve Nash, too. So, I mean, they have 3 point guards down.
Farmar closer to return, maybe in the next week to 10 days, as a hamstring. Westbrook tried to get it to Ibaka, but he wasn't looking for the pass. Look at that. I mean, Nash, you just hope somehow he can work his way back and continue his career. Blake 6 weeks and Farmar pretty soon with his hamstring injury. Gasol, nice setup from Kobe Bryant. That's his 5th assist.
That was beautiful action. Bryant screened and then got popped back and got into a pick and roll with Gasol, who didn't roll all the way to the rim. He short rolled to the free throw line.
The role of the distributor.
Well, you look here, good use of the shot fake. Nice dish to Gasol. And then the little pick and roll action. The pocket bounce pass to the Gasol jumper.
Scoring first half for Oklahoma City, and that's nice to see because it was 30 years ago today, the highest scoring game in NBA history. Detroit beat Denver 186-184 in a triple overtime game. As Westbrook misses. Interesting about that, even though they had the highest score, they missed 23 free throws and still had 186-184.
And Mike, I worked with a guy named Dick Carter who was a defensive guru, and at that time he was an assistant for the Pistons. That was the one box score he had framed up in his office forever.
Pass inside to Perkins, who finishes. There was only 2 3-pointers made in the entire game. That's the hardest thing to believe. The whole game. with that many points scored. Nice pass Gasol, but Williams can't finish. Leading scorer in the game was Kiki Vandeweghe. He had 51. Westbrook, quick move. And again, just not finishing some of those layups. And you know who repped the game?
No.
Our good friend Joe Borgia, who's now he works for the NBA. He's kind of the
I don't have any good friends that are referees, Mike.
No, you and Joe.
We've developed a bond. Yeah, you're right.
Bryant to the basket.
But Mike, I want to go back to the cares thing. You know, those are commercials. But what Zach Randolph did this week, when they were getting blown out in a game, he saw a young kid who was trying to make eye contact with him. He took off his warm-up and gave it to the kid in the mid-game. Now, some people would say, well, where's his focus? I think his focus was fine. It was on making a kid's life for that one instant better and more memorable.
His focus on what he saw around him, and that kid was the focus as Ibaka knocks it down. A lot of those instances that we see on a night-in, night-out basis.
It was awesome.
62-46, Sean Williams. And Williams 0 for 3 from downtown, 1 of 5 overall. Foul on the entry pass. Third team foul, first in the last 2 minutes. So Thunder will inbound.
Number 16, Pau Gasol, that's his first.
Coming up, the Toyota halftime show. First half stats of this one. Preview of the Rockets and the Warriors. Busy night in the NBA. Sage and her new friends, Doug and Bill and Jalen. Westbrook dribbles it off Henry's foot, gets it back. That's the type of first half it's been for the Thunder. Rifle pass to Henry. Henry to the basket. Tried to dunk it, got fouled, still put it in. And a chance for a three-point play.
Again, nice cross-court advance pass by Bryant. Henry takes the contact and finishes.
He had that great dunk, remember, earlier this year against the kid from Kansas.
It's his former teammate, right. Jeff Whippy.
Henry, one of, remember, I don't want to call them cast-offs, but you look at Henry. He was the 12th overall selection in the draft. Jordan Hill, the 8th. Wesley Johnson was the 4th, and those guys, the first teams they went to, it didn't work out. Here they're on the Lakers, and without Kobe Bryant, Steve Nash, they've kind of resurrected their careers a little bit. Fisher on the fake. Pull-up two-pointer for Fisher. And there's a lot of guys on this Laker team, Jeff, that have one-year contracts, yet they're playing very unselfishly and playing for each other, not for any kind of deal that they want. Look at Fisher battling against a much taller Gasol. Wasn't a good pass. Bryant and Durant. Look at Bryant.
Oh, come on, Danny. Let him play on.
I think he realizes he probably should have. He's smiling too.
Come on. This would have been the best moment. Mano y mano. I mean, it's definitely a foul, but come on.
They're in the penalty now, so Durant will go to the line. 20 first half points for Durant. They're 11 for 11 from the free throw line. 17-point lead, final seconds, first half. Gasol, they're going to count the basket. I don't know if that would have gone in. It may have rolled off. They're going to review it as the first half comes to an end, but they counted it with a goaltend. As the Thunder have the most points they've had in a half this season, putting 66 points up on the board, shooting 50% from the field. Yep, that'll count. And clearly the ball touched by Ibaka. So it's on the cylinder. That probably would have gone in anyway. So 2 points for Pau Gasol, who finishes with 12 for the first half.
On 9 shots, how else are you going to categorize it?
All right, Kobe Bryant was not uber efficient. He had 5 turnovers, but he had 6 assists. Only took 2 shots, made them both, as we check in with J.A.
Guys, I had a chance to talk to Pau Gasol at halftime. He was the subject of a lot of, as he put it, chatter over the day after his comments about his role in the offense and his relationship with Coach Mike D'Antoni. But things worked out for Pau in the first half. He scored 6 baskets on 9 attempts. As he said, it's all a matter of up here, and he pointed to his head. And Jeff Van Gundy, if he had said that yesterday, we wouldn't have had anything to talk about today.
Listen, if you just say, I got to play better, and I've got to get myself right, his whole fan base, the Laker fan base, would say, I get it, he's right. I like a stand-up guy. When you try to point the finger of blame at somebody else, that's when the chatter starts. And I agree with him that it is mental. He's got to play better, and he's got to get himself in the right frame of mind to use all of his talents, because he has extraordinary basketball skills.
Westbrook, speaking of extraordinary basketball skills, puts it in. But Gasol, right from the opening tip, he was as aggressive as we've seen in a while.
Well, when you get called out after you make some offhanded comments, you're put on notice, and your urgency is going to rise. And I applaud Mike D'Antoni for not just taking it. Oftentimes, as Westbrook cuts back door and hits Ibaka for a layup, oftentimes as a coach, you have to take stuff in the NBA. Whether it's undermining from below you or above you, but sometimes you got to go back at the people that are talking about you.
Meeks hits the 3, and Mike D'Antoni did that. Pretty much said that he was being lazy and just simply not playing hard enough, and he's gotten one of his best halves. Unfortunately, his team down 18 because the Thunder are just explosive on offense. Moving screen on Perkins, and that's his 4th foul in just 11 minutes.
I like it though, Mike. No one screens anymore in the NBA. Everybody's slipping out of every screen. He sets real screens to help free his best players. Occasionally, you're going to get called for illegal screens if you lay the wood on people.
Perkins has had a good game despite the fouls. That's 3 assists. Five to shoot for Bryant. He's only taken 2 shots so far. Tries to draw the foul. Good job from Robertson. Boy, the rookie's done that a couple of times. He's defended him very well. Westbrook can't connect. Gasol with his 5th rebound. Good passing there from the Lakers. Meeks can't get it to go. He's just 3 for 11.
Yeah, he has missed some very makeable shots for himself, and also taking some uncharacteristic runners and floaters.
Robertson does not get the bounce. Tim Robertson getting the start once again because Cephalosha out 3rd straight game. Johnson with an easy layup.
And a nice pass by Bryant again.
He has 9 assists. Warner's career high, 15. I think he did that last year. Ibaka. 7 for 9 from the field for Serge Ibaka. Gasol from outside. Jordan Hill. Gasol inside, can't get it, but draws the foul. Laker ball movement has been good. They have 17 assists.
There's nothing wrong with their offense. And you're talking about offense with some very limited players. That's what's amazing to me, Mike, is that they're as good offensively as they have been with Bryant not playing and some huge limitations. They share it, but defensively is where they've really struggled.
Here you see Gasol, and it's not just the numbers, he's played with a little force. Hits a pair of free throws. This starts a 4-game road trip for the Lakers. They're playing Charlotte tomorrow. That's a tough back-to-back. Then Atlanta and Memphis. And about 20 of their next 29 on the road.
Defense.
Kobe Bryant, the starting point guard for the Lakers. Only 4 points. He's only taken 3 shots, but he has 9 assists. Meeks lost it out of bounds. Nobody touched it. Thunder ball. He's had a rough game. Yeah, that just slipped out of his hand. It's been his best season, but just a difficult night. Durant to Perkins. Excellent ball movement. Robertson, side of the backboard.
And he's going to have to get that right, just like Cephalosha did when he came into the league as a defensive stopper. He had to be a weapon offensively, and Cephalosha has worked his way to being a good spot-up shooter. Robertson has taken 2 jumpers this quarter, and he's going to have to get that fixed.
Perkins can't finish it, but Ibaka right there, and he gets hammered by Jordan Hill.
Foul is on number 27, Jordan Hill. That's his
First foul on Hill, and Ibaka will go to the line for the first time tonight. As a team, they're 11 for 11. Ibaka's had another good year. 3rd in the NBA in block shots, top 10 in rebounding. He's averaging a career high in points and rebounds. Just gets a little bit better every season. We just need the consistency from him on the offensive end. Great defensive player. And as we look at the NBA big board, coming up next, second game of our doubleheader. Houston at Golden State. Tomorrow at 7 on NBA TV. Cleveland at Miami. And the doubleheader next Thursday on TNT. Bulls and Thunder from Oklahoma City. San Antonio playing Mark Jackson's Golden State Warriors. When is Iguodala? Iguodala coming back soon?
He needs to. To me, they have 6 starters. Jermaine O'Neal is now hurt. Tony Douglas is coming back, but they need all 6 of their main guys playing, plus they need one more guy as Jordan Hill finishes with a dunk for them to be contenders in the West.
That was a great dupe by Bryant as he got it into Hill for his 10th assist. Now we're watching one of the most entertaining players in the game in Durant and Westbrook. As Westbrook fires away, that won't go. Here's the rebound. Stephen Curry is as entertaining as anybody right now. He'll be in the second game of the doubleheader. Gasol. Johnson just inside the 3-point mark. Westbrook skies for the rebound. He's got 6 boards. Lobs in, a beautiful pass to Robertson. Westbrook doing a little bit of everything for the Thunder. Gasol couldn't quite get where Bryant wanted it. Ibaka gathers himself and lays it in. And the lead is up to 19. Meeks. The long night continues. Hill. And he got bumped. Ibaka with the foul. 22 assists for the Thunder.
Robertson running the floor hard. Westbrook hits him in stride. You know, Mike, it used to be, it was very rare to see lobs. You know, you'd see him every once in a while. Now on dribble penetration, players lob the ball up in transition. And it's almost developed a new realm in NBA basketball. It's like vertical spacing where it really eliminates a lot of turnovers when you're trying to thread the needle down low. These guys are just throwing it up and letting guys go get it. It's really interesting to watch the beautiful timing some of these teams have, both on penetration and in transition.
And then, I mean, the players just have the athleticism to do it and make it look easy. It's much harder than they make it look. Westbrook, nice feed to Perkins. 9 assists for Westbrook.
Perkins has looked very good tonight. Mobile, taking his type of shot.
Hill puts it in. All right, how about with Westbrook? He has, we say he's just one of the fastest guys in the NBA. But that expression that a lot of players use, the game is slowed down for him. And obviously I mean that in a good way. Would you agree with that?
I don't know about that. I don't know. I know this. He's attacking relentlessly throughout the game. And it is hard as Henry finishes up over the top, and Scott Brooks not really happy with his team's lack of defensive effort at this point in the game.
They're just exchanging highlight plays right now here in the last couple of minutes. As Henry is shown to be this season a terrific leaper, throws it down. Lakers, however, still down by 17 here in the third. Welcome back to NBA Friday, presented by State Farm. Getting into the Christmas spirit here in Oklahoma City. We'll certainly be in the Christmas spirit on ESPN and ABC on Christmas Day. Noon on ESPN, it's the Bulls and the Nets. Then on ABC doubleheader, these Thunder will be at Madison Square Garden against the Knicks. Heat and these Lakers in LA. And then a doubleheader on ESPN tonight. Rockets and Spurs from San Antonio. Clippers and Warriors from Oakland. Some terrific NBA action on Christmas Day. All right, Kobe Bryant has 12 assists. This was assist number 10. Watch. He throws it off the back of Ibaka, and it ricochets right to Hill.
That can't be an assist. He's trying to throw it to Gasol at the elbow.
Now, do you think after the game he'll say, no, that's what I was trying to do?
No, because that would be absurd for him to try to con all of America that was a planned pass.
Why would he throw it so low down there with all those players?
Well, if he wanted to throw to Hill, he could have just thrown it to him.
There's another lob, beautiful from Westbrook to Durant.
He could have just hit Hill with like a little dish. He wouldn't have to throw it off of Ibaka.
He likes to put a little flair into everything, though. Well, they gave him an assist. Now they have a foul on Ibaka, a little over aggressive on his defense on Gasol.
And Mike, this is what I was saying. Like these plays, and you mentioned it, they're not easy. The timing, the back cut. This was a set play out of the timeout. Great back cut. And you're throwing to a 7'2" Kevin Durant with a wingspan of probably 8 feet.
Bryant, line drive won't go. Gasol battling. Look at Westbrook come and take it away. Westbrook on the move. Back out Durant, puts up a three. Nearly tipped in by Ibaka. Sean Williams back to Bryant. Bryant all pretty pass, blocked. Ibaka comes flying in. Or was it Westbrook that got it? It may have been Westbrook.
And I had thought that hit the backboard first, but obviously not. Good play. Yeah, that was a goaltend.
Or did Westbrook hit it first and knock it off the backboard? If that's the case, it wasn't. Westbrook's athleticism is just off the charts as Sean Williams connects. Thunder still shooting a terrific percentage, 51%.
Somebody's shoe just came off. Looks like Xavier Henry's.
Yep. You go a loose ball foul. Over the backboard. Henry now lacing it up. We have a minute. You can check out a free trial of NBA League Pass this weekend, only December 13th through the 15th. And watch live games on your TV, computer, tablet, or phone. Visit NBA.com/League Pass to get started. Perkins will sit. Henry on Westbrook. Gets into the lane. And foul on the pass. Or they call it 3 seconds. My mistake. 3-second violation call against the Thunder. Expecting Westbrook to go up with it. Low pass. Gasol can't handle it. Falls down. Picked up nicely by Ibaka. Westbrook gets to the basket and lays it in. That left hand. So good with the left. Stolen by Durant. Was Henry ahead, or is it going to be a clear pass? Danny Crawford will talk it over with David Guthrie.
They're going to probably go over and replay it to see.
This is our first replay. That's rare.
Clear path fouls.
They called the clear path.
Good strip by Durant. Looks clearly.
Watch this. First gets into the backcourt. He's on the sideline. I think that's clear path.
Yeah.
Watch when he first steps in. And it looks like he's just a tad ahead of Henry.
And it really doesn't matter. This game is a blowout right now.
How can you say that? It's only the third quarter.
Well, I'd say that because they're ahead by 19 points.
You, the NBA
No,
veteran?
no. Listen, I know. If it was the other way around, the Lakers were ahead of the Thunder by 19, I'd say yes, you're right. The Lakers don't have enough to come back in this game, I wouldn't think.
I'm glad you qualified it at the end there.
Yeah, you always have to. You always have to leave yourself an out. But, Mike, we had showed that all the Christmas Day games, and it reminded me, you know, Kevin McHale lost her mother, and we want to wish him, the head coach of the Rockets, condolences on the loss of his mother. And longtime NBA employee Stu Jackson lost his mother as well, Paulina Jackson, who I knew personally, having worked for Stu back at the Knicks. And that was one great woman. And it's just, I feel badly for he and his family.
On the clear path, 2 shots and possession. Kevin McHale, as you mentioned, he's part of that Christmas Day.
Kelvin Sampson running the team in his absence, losing a tough game last night in Portland and a tough back-to-back playing Golden State tonight.
Tough stretch with Kevin, with him and his family last couple of years.
Kobe Bryant guarding Ibaka.
Does a pretty good job. Ibaka gets it back and gets fouled from behind. I think it's going to be Gasol. And Ibaka will go to the line. You know, the thing we keep forgetting, as Gasol does pick up his second foul. Ibaka's just 24 years old. Russell Westbrook's 25. Kevin Durant, 25.
And they got another decade together. If they can keep all three together, forget. I'm not going to put Ibaka in that same. Ibaka's a nice other piece. He's a very good player. But if they can keep Durant and Westbrook together, if they run number 35 and number 0 out there for the next decade, they got a great run. And they're going to be in the championship hunt for a long, long time.
Let's check in with J.A.
One of the things the Thunder have going for them, of course, is that continuity, but they've also managed to replenish it with youth. They believe they have a second wave that can sustain this core. And you look at the youth of guys like Harry Jones in his second year, Jeremy Lamb second year, the rookie Andre Robertson who's starting tonight. So they believe that those guys can grow along with Westbrook and Durant, who aren't finished developing as NBA players. So even though they've lost some key players, we've all talked about that, they believe the future is still very bright here in Oklahoma City, Mike.
Yep, developing these guys is critical. That kid, Derek Fisher, he looks like a keeper too. Derek Fisher at 39 years old. His final season playing here in Oklahoma City. Well, we've got a second game of the doubleheader. Dwight Howard and the aforementioned Houston Rockets playing in Oakland against the Golden State Warriors here on a Friday night in the NBA on ESPN. help us beat cancer. The V Foundation awarding 100% of direct donations to cancer research. Foundation endowment covers administrative expenses. So log on to www.jimmyv.org or call 1-800-4JIMMY, Jimmy V, to donate. I remember I was going to high school in New Rochelle in New York at the time. Stone's throw away. The high school was from Iona College when Jim Valvano was named the head coach of the Iona Gales with Jeff Ruland and players like that, and he completely turned that campus around. His charisma back then was just extraordinary.
He had some of the greatest lines, you know, when he would do his speeches. He was such a good speaker. And the one I liked the most is when he said to a referee, "Can I get a technical foul for what I think?" And the referee said no. He goes, "Well, I think you stink." and it was just, to me, the referee supposedly busted out laughing. And I mean, just the sense of humor in the heat of the competition. It's awesome. And I loved how he obviously was adored by his NC State players in that 30 for 30 they did.
The love in that team is tremendous. Ibaka misses, ball tipped by Williams. Still loose. Nick Young comes up with it. Young, little shake and bake move. Shot goes and one. Went right at Lamb. And a chance for a three-point play. Young in double figures with 10. Just a little bit of contact. Young in his first year with the Lakers. It's his fourth NBA team. He's back home. He's from West LA. Went to college at USC. And then started his NBA career with Washington. Little trip with the Clippers, Philadelphia for 1 year, and now the Lakers. He's done a good job off the bench. He's actually, his numbers when he comes off the bench are so much better than when he starts. Just under 2.5 left here in the third. Thunder was led by as many as 22. Westbrook, nice move inside, kicks it out. Durant spots up, hits a three. 31 for Durant. Westbrook, by the way, now with 11 assists.
You know, if Kobe Bryant doesn't break the all-time scoring leader list, Durant's going to be right there.
He stays healthy, absolutely. Wesley Johnson can't hit. Westbrook another rebound. Westbrook's now 2 rebounds shy of a triple-double. Bad pass that time. Off by Williams. And Williams. Durant. Did he bump him on the leg? That's what Kevin Cutler says. There were about 20,000 people in this arena who disagree with him.
That's his second.
Did he brush him as he went by? I think you can hear the crowd reaction when they see the replay. I don't think he touched him. Durant picks up his second foul. They're booing him vociferously. Imagine if it wasn't a 21-point game. As Jones comes in. You know, you talk about.
You should have to put a shirt on. My goodness.
You just spotted him now. He's there at every free throw.
Well, I would wear a mask too if I had that body. Come on, put a shirt on.
Westbrook, oh, nice feed inside to Jones. Boy, Westbrook has been magnificent tonight. When these two guys, well, Durant, another steal, bad pass from Sacre. And a reach-in foul on Henry. Nope, they're going to. One official had a foul, but Danny Crawford says no, ball knocked out of bounds. Mike D'Antoni trying to acclimate Kobe Bryant back in. I wonder if Bryant will play in the fourth quarter. He's played 23 minutes already in this kind of game. Doesn't make sense, but Bryant might want to play just to continue to try and get his timing back. Look at Adams diving all over. His team's up by 22. And he gets an ice ovation from the crowd. So you talk about him, he's going to pass Michael Jordan this year, obviously if he stays healthy, and move into third. There's only Kareem and Karl Malone. Young has it blocked by Lamb. Don't know if that was a shot or a pass. He has a legitimate shot, Kobe Bryant that is, of becoming the all-time leading scorer, ball out of bounds. The question is he going to want to play that long? And you look at the record book.
I hope he does.
Again, he should pass Jordan this year.
It's
going to take him about 3 or 4 years of averaging around what he's averaging, say the last couple of years.
I was surprised Karl Malone stopped that short. Maybe it's just not as important to players as we on the outside think maybe it could be.
Well, Bryant will be the first one to say that's not what he plays for. He's playing for the rings, and he's only playing for a 6th ring.
And he had an interesting point today about before they traded for Pau Gasol, they were sort of floundering. So people who think that there's no way they could ever get back in to compete for a championship, all it takes is one move.
Oh, Henry went down and did not have the ability to brace his fall. You could hear it, and he's shaken up. Wow.
And certainly nothing flagrant about that.
Nope. And bounces back up. He's shaken up. Certainly helps when you're 22 years old. That hurt. But you're right. I mean, he still, obviously Kobe Bryant signed the 2-year deal, so he's going to play at least 2 more years. What happens after that remains to be seen. I don't think he's even made that decision yet. .5 of a second remaining. So what would he have to do? If he averaged 20, he would need 337 games, take him into the 2017-2018 season. You go the high, he averaged 27.5, which is going to be difficult. It would be early in the 2016-17 season. Certainly within reach. Third quarter comes to an end. Well, after the first couple of minutes where the Lakers went up by 6, it's pretty much been all Thunder as they look to stay undefeated at home. Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant have been brilliant tonight. We head to the 4th here in Oklahoma City. Thunder by 20.
Welcome back to Oklahoma City. We're joined by Thunder coach Scott Brooks. Scott, a lot of things going right for your team. What stood out to you?
Well, we had 17 assists in the first half, and we came out and did the same thing in that third quarter. We just got to keep moving the basketball and defend.
Jeff Van Gundy was talking about what it's like to coach this team. Explain to us how it is to coach this group of guys.
Do we have time? They're a great group of guys. They play hard. They play for each other. They give me headaches every now and then, but I love each and every one of them. They play hard. They practice hard.
Thanks a lot, Scott. Let's go back to Mike, and I'm sure very happy Jeff Van Gundy.
Oh, you love it when you have a group that's committed to winning, because there's going to be headaches that pop up every now and then. But when you have Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook with a singular mindset of winning and playing for each other, everyone else falls in line. You've got to find the right best players in this league. It's hard to do. They've done it here. And that's why they're going to be a significant team for the next decade.
Lamb, nice shot. Put it back up by 22. Largest lead is in 23. Meeks thought he'd get fouled. Meeks just 3 for 13. Reggie Jackson. Fisher. That's a 3. Derek Fisher, his first field goal. Largest lead of the night, up by 25. Thunder have been up by double figures from about 7.5 minutes left in the second quarter on. Henry blocked the foul. calling on Adams.
Foul is on number 12, Steven Adams. That's his fourth.
So Henry to the line.
That is the first team foul. Xavier Henry at the line, shoots two.
Henry just still young, just 22. It's only his 4th year after that one season at Kansas, and that barely grazed the rim. ESPN brings you a primetime NBA doubleheader Wednesday night. First at 7, Pacers and Heat. A rematch from earlier this week. Indiana won at home. Now they're playing Miami. That's the first game at 7. Then at 9:30, Bulls and Rockets from Houston. NBA Wednesday presented by State Farm. Can't wait for that Heat Pacer game.
How about LeBron James this year? The shooting percentages that he is putting up, mind-boggling.
He's been either 3rd or 4th or even one time 2nd. Right now he's 3rd. As Lamb shot goes, not a nice shot from Lamb. Make that 4th. James is shooting 58% from the field.
As a perimeter player.
Johnson to Kaman. Nice to see Kaman play. Count that the foul. He's only played 12 of the 21 games. He's had all sorts of back problems. Kaman, a former All-Star. But also it's been difficult for Mike D'Antoni to find time for him and Gasol.
And Jordan Hill. They have a number of bigs that are playing, and Sacre as well. So can't play everybody, Mike. Everybody's got to stay ready. Everybody's got to be capable on an NBA roster to help you win a game and have an NBA skill. But in your rotation, there are going to be some players who are just disappointed because they're not going to get the minutes they want.
Now, obviously, it depends on your personnel in terms of what guys can do, but the ideal rotation, most coaches like around 9, maybe 10, right?
I would say most would be comfortable in the 9. Some teams like Oklahoma City will play 10, and then it'll scale down a little bit in the playoffs if need be. San Antonio is one of the teams that plays basically everybody.
Oh, that was a beautiful pass by Adams, setting up Reggie Jackson. Meeks flips it up. Meeks trying to get something going. Jackson flips it back to Lamb. Lamb on the drive. Scoop won't go. Adams the rebound. Head fake. Whacked. And a rookie will go to the line. Thunder had 29 assists. Kaman's first foul. Westbrook has 12 of those 29 assists. He is back. Adams able to hit. Now who's the next point guard that Rondo, they're hoping back by first of the year or around there. And of course, Derrick Rose, some of the top point guards with the injuries last couple of years between Westbrook and Rose and Rondo.
Mentioning Rondo, Mike.
Steve Nash.
Right, and the Coach of the Year award. How about the job Brad Stevens has done with the Boston Celtics to keep them competitive?
They won again tonight
against the Knicks in a tough, hard-fought game. But man, have they played well for their level of talent.
Pass deflected by Fisher. For the reserves for the Thunder, even though the big lead, they are defending all out. Jackson floats it up there, won't go. Nice rebound, Jones, and he gets hammered.
You know, how many games have you ever seen in the NBA where a team has no point guards? It'd be like seeing an NFL game without a quarterback in the lineup. It's just hard to play like this.
Welcome back to Oklahoma City. Just over 3 minutes gone by here in the fourth. It's been all Thunder, led by their 2 All-Stars and Serge Ibaka. Durant 31 and 8. Ibaka a double-double. Westbrook, he had 12 assists. It's our story of the game presented by Jose Cuervo. An impressive performance. Meanwhile, Kobe Bryant and his numbers played 23 minutes, 24 points, 13 assists for Bryant, and 7 turnovers. So the ups and downs is he just trying to get his timing back, his rhythm back, and then throw in the fact that he's playing the point guard because of all the injuries. Jones hits the free throw.
Physically, I thought Bryant looked really good tonight. Played with a good bounce in his step. You know, some of his passes,
they're just not precise yet.
Right, and some of his guys could have done a better job protecting the passer.
Meeks finally makes a basket, and it's waved off, an offensive foul. Yeah, Meeks picking up the personal, his second, and he's just 3 of 14 tonight. And that's, you know, early on they didn't play the type of defense I think Scott Brooks wanted. And you kind of hinted to this earlier, but we talk so much about Westbrook and Durant and the numbers they can put up. This team every year has been one of the best defensive teams in the league. And it's not just Ibaka and Perkins. Team defensively, Fisher misses.
Exactly. They're long. They can cover ground. They can do a good job of getting into the lane and then back out to the three-point line.
I mean, Westbrook puts so much pressure up top. Always amongst the leaders in steals. Jackson gets it inside. Jones can't finish. And as we're under the 8-minute mark, it has been all Thunder up by 27. So Kobe Bryant obviously is done for the night. He'll be in Charlotte tomorrow night. Foul on the drive to the basket. Scotty Brooks' team is up, but he's still urging his team on.
When you're running by your guy, that's not good enough. You got to be in front of him. Everybody, bigs, run back. If you're not in an offensive rebounding position, get back. Guys, don't get bored with defending. Don't get bored with doing your job.
Pushing this second unit as Jackson hits the free throw.
I wish he would have given me that pep talk, don't get bored broadcasting, because right now it's boring. I need him to come over here and pump me up.
All right, I'll give you something to think about. Did you read about this week? Michael Jordan and the back in '97 Game 5 against Utah in the finals, the flu game, known as the flu game. The sneakers he wore in that game this week just sold for $104,000.
You have a lot of money to play with if you're buying those shoes for $104,000. I thought you were going to say because he was going to be, his wife was pregnant. That's where I thought you were going. He's expecting a baby too.
Congratulations on that. Henry shot blocked with a foul. The germs on the sneakers have been preserved over these years, so that's all part of it.
I'm not buying the flu either, though.
No, I knew you wouldn't. Well, you can't be objective about that. Because
no, I can. I'm objective. I don't. What'd they say? It wasn't really the flu. It was
flu-like symptoms.
Well, yeah, that. Yeah. I think he should have had to, because he was so good. He should have had to play under the weather every game to try to equal it out. Like been shot up with some germ-infested virus so that other NBA players had a legitimate chance.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
I think Durant should have to do the same thing, play constantly sick so people guarding him have a chance.
By the way, there's somebody on the court tonight who played in that game, or who participated in that game, should I say. Oh, nice steal for Jackson. And Jackson blocked by Johnson. Well, you like that hustle. Team getting whacked here, and he doesn't give up on the play.
Absolutely great.
Henry gets hammered. You know who was on the court that game?
Danny Crawford.
Oh.
Yeah. Danny doesn't look a day older than he did back then in '97.
Are you saying that sarcastically?
No, I'm saying it's true. His son Drew's playing at Northwestern this year, coming back off injury as well.
Henry, who took a hard shot before, obviously is okay. He goes to the line. We'll check in with J.A.
Danny Crawford was part of a not as serious a moment, pretty lighthearted moment in the first half tonight. Kobe Bryant wound up defending Kevin Durant, and the crowd got outside. It's rare to see this matchup. And then Crawford called a foul. He told me during the third quarter that, well, he kind of had to call it because Kobe was riding up under him, but then he thought about it. He said, yeah, I could have let it go. But both Crawford and Kobe were laughing about it. It's kind of a lighthearted moment. It's fun to see that interaction between the officials and the players.
Absolutely. It was at the end of a quarter, so those two are going to go at it. Alley-oop! Oh, what a perfect pass from Jackson to Jones.
How many lobs have they completed tonight? That was just an exquisite pass.
It was like a laser. Kaman shot is good. Well, I'm impressed. The second unit is just, they're getting after it. That time, Jones tried to jam it in there and turns it over. That's one area that the Thunder want to improve on, although it hasn't hurt them in recent years, as Johnson puts it in. They tend to turn the ball over too much. Last year, they were 27th in turnovers at 16 a game and still won 60 games. This year, again, they've actually improved a little bit, but it's way too much for Scotty Brooks's tastes. They're averaging 16.5, so they're actually turning it over more, although they're lower in the rankings around the league. Jones' shot won't go. The beat back to Lamb. Robertson to Lamb. They just don't stop.
Robertson has some very good offensive rebounding instincts. He showed that in the first quarter and again right there.
Henry flips it up. He got fouled. He'll go to the line. We'll go to commercial and enjoy the Thunder's passing. 31 assists, and some of them of the highlight variety. Russell Westbrook with the beautiful lob. Reggie Jackson follows suit. All Thunder tonight in Oklahoma City. Back in Oklahoma City, where Kobe Bryant done for the night. His Lakers blown out by the Thunder. He's going back early to get some treatment on his Achilles and his ankle. Bryant only played 23 minutes. Started at point guard with the injury to Steve Blake. That's his new position. He had 13 assists. He also had a couple of steals. Just 4 points, but he only took 6 shots, 2 of 6 from the field, had 7 turnovers. Meanwhile, in his Friday morning conversation with Jeff Van Gundy, you're asked, what drives Kobe Bryant as he returns from the injury?
6th ring.
So, what steps have to be taken to get it? And here's one. Can you be the best player on a championship team now?
Can I?
Can you?
Of course.
How much disdain can one have for another with just looking at his eye roll at me? But I think it's a legitimate question. I think the hardest thing to do is be Dirk Nowitzki and recognize that you probably no longer can be the best player on a championship team and actively search and seek help like a Monte Ellis. Now, I think Bryant, it's interesting. Who would have to be that second player? Who could they get which would vault them back into championship title hopes? Like when they got Pau Gasol to go with Bynum and Bryant and Odom.
Shot goes in there. Well, it's interesting. The year before they got Pau Gasol, they were 42-40 and lost in the first round. Then they got Gasol the following year, and what happens? They go to the finals, and 3 straight finals. So one all-star player or all-NBA player can put them right back in the hunt, and he's banking on that. Because that's really...
But see, do you think they do? Because I don't think they have the base of talent around Bryant that they had when they traded for Gasol.
Right, guys like Lamar Odom, who was such a huge part of that.
Bynum.
Andrew Bynum, yes. No, you're right. They would have to add a few more pieces. But it just goes to show you how one guy can really make a big difference.
Well, and the Western Conference is just so loaded. As Ryan Kelly's in the game, Was that his first basket of his career that he just scored? Because if so, he should get the game ball.
No. Robertson the rebound. We're under the 4-minute mark. It's always, and you've always talked about this, you know, a star player and how they handle it. Now, you know, Kobe Bryant, we have not seen a decline prior to the Achilles. I mean, last year he averaged 27 a game at age 34 as came in his foul.
On 46% shooting.
Right.
I mean, it was an efficient 27.5 points a game.
Now we'll see as he returns from the Achilles where he's going to be, but would he want to play like he's signed the 2 more years, the extension? Look at last season's numbers, just incredible. After this year, the 2 more years, so it's going to take him 20 years in the league. If he's not the best player on his team, does he want to continue playing if he can't play at this unbelievable level? For a lot of guys, they can deal with it, but because he's always been the best for so long, it might be hard for him.
Yeah, but I think that's where you have to reassess what your goals are. If you still love the game, you should not be dissuaded from playing just because you're not what you once were. I mean, Jabbar on his way down wasn't an all-time great.
Right.
He was still very effective. I mean, Karl Malone, John, all the great ones. Michael Jordan, when he went back to the Wizards, wasn't the same Jordan. But if you love the game, I don't think the media or fans should, you know, make you feel bad for not being as good as you once were and give up your career that you still love just because you're not that great.
Absolutely. And basically, he'll do anything to get that 6th ring. And that's still, as he clearly said, that's what drives him. It's amazing how, though, this Achilles injury, which, you know, is a devastating injury no matter how old you are. He's 35. Oh, nice block from Kelly. The beat nearly lost it out of bounds. So he's getting obviously a little ragged here. Jackson, wild shot. Jackson gets the rebound back. Alley-oop! Does it again with Jones. These do a nice connection.
The whole top 10 could come from this game tonight.
But this is like, the one thing is Kobe Bryant has embraced all the challenges, and this is just the latest challenge. Robertson with a block shot. Young fires and hits a 3. To be able to come back at 35 from such a severe injury.
2 minutes remain in the quarter.
Well, the Thunder are going to win their 5th in a row. They're now 13-1 in their last 14 games, and they stay perfect at home. 11-0 here in Oklahoma City. As Jackson nails it. Jackson at 17 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Second straight game that Durant and Westbrook really didn't have to play at all in the 4th quarter. In fact, neither did, and that's a nice luxury to have for Scott Brooks, because both those guys play a ton of minutes. And many in the crowd headed for the exits. And another sellout. This is one of the great atmospheres in sports. Young knocks a couple of threes.
I was surprised they didn't have a longer sellout streak. I would have thought they would have sold out every game since they've been here.
Yeah, you know what, you're right. Jackson gets in, finishes nicely at the rim. Most points the Thunder have scored this season. And they've led by as many as 30, and again, they lead by double figures for the final 32 minutes of this game. As Kaman gets fouled. And we'll have our final timeout. It's just the first game of the doubleheader. We saw some extraordinary performances in the opener. Perhaps we'll see more. Stephen Curry has been on a tear. Houston Golden State coming up next. Durant, fairly efficient, 31 points. He was 10 of 13 from the field. Hit all 8 of his free throws, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. Serge Ibaka double-double. Russell Westbrook with the 12 assists to go along with 19 points, 8 rebounds, a couple of steals. Those two, just superb performance in a dominant victory here tonight for Oklahoma City.
But LA has a very winnable game tomorrow in Charlotte. Charlotte playing much better, but they don't have the offensive firepower, obviously, of an Oklahoma City. But I just don't see how the Lakers make the playoffs. There's so many good teams in the West. These injuries to all their point guards, I don't see how they can overcome that and make the playoffs, nor do I think it should be expected. If they make the playoffs, it's a great year.
Khabib. And that gets a roar from the crowd. Everybody trying to get into the act to get on the board. Shot clock turned off. Kelly getting some time, way off the mark. Robertson the rebound, that'll do it. Oklahoma City now 18-4 overall. 11-0 here at home. Kevin Durant and the Thunder now 13-1 in their last 14 games. The Lakers, meanwhile, fall to 10-12 overall. Final score 122-97. Thunder with an easy win. Rockets and Warriors coming up next. But first, let's go to the NBA studio with Sage.